Hi, and welcome to the Your Good News podcast with me, Katherine Getty. It's easy to believe the news around us that the world is dark and the future is the same. But what if we chose something different? What if we chose to find the good news in each day? This podcast is a collection of interviews with friends, mentors, colleagues on their good news. From business to health to politics and everything in between, it's my hope that you leave with a boost and find your good news. Welcome back to another episode of the Your Good News podcast. It's me, your host, Katherine Getty. I am so glad you joined for this week's episode. I have to say, I am really excited for you to hear this one. Like I start every episode, I'm going to start with a dose of good news. My good news for the week has been reconnecting with an old friend. It was a simple call that I can't tell you boosted my mood and really made me grateful for her. I love you so much, Christina, as well as all of my friends and family. It's the simple texts, the simple calls, the checking in. It means a lot, and I am beyond grateful. As I've told you before, being grateful isn't always easy, but man, does it make you /fill you with, gosh, I wish I knew what that magic was, that feeling. I share this as a hope that you remember how much you are loved by those around you and how you may be just that friend that brightens another's day, or maybe it's that stranger that you've brightened. So today's episode started from actually a pretty surprising place. I say surprising because, well, I always draw inspiration for these episodes from a variety of experiences. I just say surprising because it kind of hit me like a ton of bricks. I knew I had to record an episode after I saw it. So I saw this reel from the Instagrammer Corporate Natalie, who is absolutely hilarious. And as her name suggests, she has really funny takes on the workplace /life with really light humor. Give her a follow for what I can promise will be a giggle. Anyway, she had this post from that features some music from the Broadway musical Dear Evan Hansen. The song, which is Waving Through a Window, just called to me, and I started belting it and had an amazing cardiac show, which I probably should apologize to fellow DC drivers. I can imagine it was a frantic yet hilarious scene. Anyways, I guess back to the actual message. Sorry for that tangent on that one. The song begins with these lyrics. I've learned to slam on the brake before I even turn the key, before I make the mistake, before I lead with the worst of me. The reason I found this inspiration so surprising is because I heard the exact opposite of what these words probably meant and what they do mean, I guess, for the musical. I belted these lyrics and I wondered, how many times have I slammed on my own brakes, so to speak? How many times have I not turned the key because I was afraid of making a mistake? How many times have I thought the worst of me? In a society that things happen so fast and everything is happening for people, are we just living afraid? Are we not taking that chance? I think oftentimes we see how that curated picture of someone is looking, and you're like, I'm just going to sit in my own little small space when you could really grow into something so much bigger. And I just think back to episodes, and the guests I've had on had this common thread, a common story that is that they got out of their own way. So what are the ways you're getting in your own way? I know for myself, I kind of journaled on this. I got some things to work on too. Are there dreams you haven't said aloud that keeps calling on your mind and your heart? Here's another message to just do it. Just jump in all the way in. I'll admit, it's easier not to turn the key. It's easier to say, well, this is happening or this situation isn't quite right. But I challenge you, and heck, I probably should challenge myself, to step into the sun and make the hard choices. Make the choice that will stretch you because, gosh, when we get to the other side, don't we feel 100% better? I may not have mentioned this yet, but I want to share with you because, well, I likely will be drawing a ton of lessons from it. I am stepping out this year in a way I probably never thought I would have, even probably 6 months ago. I've made the goal of running a 10-miler, a half marathon, and a full in 2022. Even saying that out loud sounds like a lot. Sounds like a lot. And why am I sharing this? Because I want to grow in my confidence. And I know that this running goal, this goal of 3 races scares me. It scares me and I like that. I like wondering what will be my favorite part of the training process and what will be my least. I refuse to slam on the brakes of this dream. And I encourage you to step out and do the same. You know what that goal is. I've learned to slam on the brake before I even turn the key, before I make the mistake, before I lead with the worst of me. I leave you with these words because we can't all keep slamming the brake. We can't not turn the key. We have to show the best of us. This world surely needs it, right? So please feel free to message me on Instagram at Katherine Getty and let me know your goals. I want to support you. And I know there is so much good to be had for all of us if we just say yes to ourselves. Thank you again for joining this week's episode of the Your Good News podcast. I hope this episode has filled your cup and given you a boost. If you liked, please share, subscribe, and leave a review. That is so incredibly helpful. Give me a follow on Instagram at Katherine Getty. I'd love to connect with you and join us next week for another episode of the Your Good News podcast.